Hello, welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. My name is Talia Joy. This is Purpose Uncovered Day 3. I was just live on Instagram. Now we are uploading it to the pod. It was so fun and so powerful. So in day 3, we are bringing together everything else we've been talking about. Don't worry, I recap if you've missed those other days. We're really starting to look at your mission statement, what you are truly here to help people with, who you are here to help. We look at your ideal client, clarifying this mission and this purpose that you have and who needs your medicine. And then we move into creating aligned offers, whether it's posts or programs or going live or, really looking at how you can help that person in a way that magnetizes them and actually makes an impact in the world. This is where we really start to help people and create a very simple strategy that really works. So today we're diving deeper into tangible ways that you can help people, how to get out there. And I really encourage you to start serving more people from your mission, from your purpose now. And before we dive into that, I want to remind you about the Soulpreneur Mastermind. At the time of recording, the price goes up at midnight tonight. However, it will still be open for a little bit until we start mid-July. And this is a 2-week container that is going to help you with the energetics, with the strategy. We're really going to look at your message, your mission, your branding, your simple strategy to start filling your classes and making more income. We're really going to move the needle forward in your business. And again, that is perfect for people that are in their first 5 years of business, or they are going through a massive pivot and are looking to really realign with their purpose and get their mission and their message out in a more magnetic way to make more income, to help the world and really do what they're meant to do. So that's the Soulpreneur Mastermind to move your business forward no matter where you're at right now. I can't wait to have you in that. It's going to be so fun to root you on. So without further ado, let's dive into Purpose Uncovered Day 3. And you can check the show notes below if you want to officially register and grab the workbook, or you want to join us in the Soulpreneur Mastermind. Okay, let's dive in. Hello, everybody. What up? Welcome to day 3 of Purpose Uncovered. This is the 3rd part. Today, we are going to get into bringing everything we've gone through in the last 2 days together. If you haven't listened to the last 2 days, you don't have to in order to listen to this one, but it is a process that goes all the way together. So you can feel free to tune in here, check it out. Hello, I'm live on Instagram. What up, everybody? And then if you haven't listened to the other 2 days, you can go back after. So today what we're doing is talking about bringing together everything that we've gone through in the last couple of days about the message that you feel passionate to share with this world, your natural gifts and talents, and those desires that come from your soul, those desires that come from the deeper part of who you are. And we're bringing it together into how you can amplify the business you already have, or create, shift, pivot into a really successful business that helps people, that makes a huge impact, that creates the freedom in your life and the freedom to be expressed, really helps you to make an impact, make the income, make, those dreams come alive of helping people and living your dream life at the same time. And that's what the beautiful part of being an entrepreneur is, especially in this online space, especially when it comes to sharing gifts from your heart and soul. It's like we get to have it all in that way, where we get to create a life that suits us, where it's built into our schedule to cook a healthy lunch or to go for a walk or to have time off to help people. We set our own business hours, we set our own rates, we decide how we're going to help people. And that's a huge part of what we're talking about today. So we're bringing it all together to go, okay, how can I start to help people? Or in the business you already have, we're going to really go through and make sure what you're offering is aligned. So today we're going to talk about a bit of the more tangibles, how you can step into it now. We're going to also touch on your ideal client, how you can serve them. I'm going to give you tons of ideas. There's lists of different ideas and ways that you can serve them. So make sure to tune into this whole thing. If you have not yet officially registered and you want the workbook that has all these lists, I actually talk about the client journey, like an aligned funnel for you. We're going to go through all of this today. but the visuals are all in the workbook. So the actual charts, the actual lists, the questions, the prompts, it's all there. If you want to register, it's going to be in the show notes of the podcast or live on Insta, or if you're here on Instagram with me, it's going to be in my bio on Instagram, Purpose Uncovered. It's free. You can get the workbook to really go deeper. So I'm really excited. We're going to look at really stepping into it. Before we do, hello, hi. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Talia Joy. I help soulpreneurs to create the income, the impact, and really come from an aligned place, because I know you're here for big things. I know you're here with a message. It's not just about the 10K months and making all this money. That is a beautiful opportunity that we have as entrepreneurs. But I know you, and you're probably an empath, you're soul-led, you're here to make a difference in the world. And that's what we're here to do. Make a difference, create the dream life. And that's what I help you do. So I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years, and I've been in the online space for over 8 years. So I've gone through it all. I've gone from in-person consultations, in-person workshops, packages of sessions, things like that, into group programs and memberships. And I have, multiple podcasts now, the Awakening Her podcast. We are almost at 200,000 downloads. I'm so freaking excited. And I've really tried a lot of different things, digital courses, one-on-one mentorship, and I've allowed myself to pivot and change as I go. So over my time, I've gathered so much wisdom, knowledge, actual tangibles on how to create an online business, how to amplify the business you already have. And if there's in-person components as well, this will still totally apply to you. So this is for everybody that is a business that is coming, or everybody that has a business or is right on the verge, right in the middle of starting one, or you're going through a big pivot. This is going to be so good. So again, we're talking about the tangibles. We're talking about how to actually bring this to life. And at the end, I'm going to share with you your next step, how you can actually take that mission we talked about on day one, which I'll do a little recap, don't worry, and how you can start doing it today. I'm going to give you some exercises that you can do today. So really, really excited. The only other thing I wanted to say is that the Soulpreneur Mastermind, the price goes up at midnight tonight at the time of recording. We already have so many souls jumping into this. It's going to be an intimate container. So definitely grab a spot while you can. It is only $89 at the time of recording, but what it is it's a 2-week mastermind where I'm going to actually give you a business audit, a deep dive into your social media or your website, but we're going to go through 2 weeks together as a group. We're going to look at nailing your ideal client, who you're really here to serve, really cinching up and clarifying that mission, and really getting your gifts out into the world, get you booking sessions, get you meeting those goals, have you create aligned content. We're going to dive all into it. So if you're in the first 5 years of business or you're going through a major pivot, the Soulpreneur Mastermind is going to be so fun. For this container, there's actually no calls. It's all voice memo support. And I'm going to be dropping in with trainings, downloads, workbooks. You're going to get a lot of things that you can download and refer back to, but there's going to be ongoing support. We're all going to root you on. We're all going to support each other, share each other's stuff, root each other on. And it's just going to be a beautiful time to move the needle forward in your business. I'm also going to be offering specific guidance, personal insights. You can come to me with your questions during the whole 2 weeks. What can I do to attract clients? What can I do to make my branding better? Or what to post? How many times a day should I post? What should I be posting about? How do I get people in my program? We're going to go through all of that stuff. It's going to move the needle forward in your business. So the Soulpreneur Mastermind, so excited for that. I highly invite you to come into that. We start in the middle of July, and let's do this. Okay. So today, as I said, we're bringing it all together as a brief little recap from day one. I'm just going to carry over the parts that are relevant to today. So we talked about your mission, and we talked about what is the thing that you feel. So without it being the pressure of this is your mission, I just want to ask you, what do you feel that this earth, that the world, that humans need more of? So do you have something inside you? If you were to scream from the rooftops and you're just be able to be like, guys, don't you see? What is that thing that comes through you? So on day one, we had some beautiful souls that inputted when we were live, and we're saying, meditation, self-love, connecting to spirit, connecting to being more kind to nature, the frequency of nature. Mine is guys, you can create anything that you want. We live in a deliberate reality that is so malleable. You are the center point of attraction. I just want to scream from the rooftops. how malleable this reality truly is, how we're never truly stuck. And that's been for so long. And you can see how that comes into play with what I do now. So what is it that you feel passionate about? Is it nutrition? Is it mindfulness? Is it holistic wellness? Is it inner child healing? Is it tapping? Is it something else completely different that is not, necessarily in my wheelhouse? Is it architecture? Or is it something like an art, right? So what do you feel that you know that humans need more of? Or if humans had more this, the world would be a better place. If you didn't tune into day one, I want you to really think about that, because that's the beginning of your unique mission. You are an old soul. You've been through a lot. Yes, we are the creators of our realities. I love that. You are an old soul. You've been through a lot. You've gathered a lot of wisdom over all your years, maybe on Earth, maybe on other planets, star systems. Who knows where you've been? I know I've been around. I've been around the universe. But we've gathered wisdom, and we come here in this lifetime to activate those codes, to remember what we remember, to remember what we know. And we don't even have to consciously know why we see things this way, or why we're so drawn to nutrition, or so drawn to help poverty in the world. We're so drawn to create eco-friendly ways of doing things, or holistic healing, or whatever it is. We may not always know why, but trust in that path for you. So are you super passionate about astrology and you just feel like if everybody knew their chart, it would be so much easier? I really want you to think of that. And I'd love to hear, if you're here live with me on Instagram, what are some of the messages that really pour through you? Like, guys, wake up. This is what humanity needs right now. Because as I said in the other days, you're not here as a fluke and with some random dream that you may or may not fulfill on. You are literally meant to help people with the things that you've been through, that you feel passionate about, that you feel called to share about, the things you are literally here for. And it may not fit in with the world around you. It may not fit in with your family. It may not be yet what the world, thinks is like a normal job, but we're going to get into this today, that there's so many options online. We are living in the best time where you could even blend it, where you could do in-person retreats and whatever else blended with the online business, or you could book sessions in person, but use online to grow a community. There's so many ways now that we can make a massive impact, and that's what you're here for. So that message burning in you, that thing you feel passionate about, that's a starting point. And even for me, I started out by helping with nutrition coaching. A lot of you have heard my story. I healed my own eating disorder with intuitive eating, went on to teach how to break free of diets and love yourself and break free of all that into intuitive eating. And then it blended into teaching intuition. But at the time, hang on. Oh no, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. Nutrition is still a huge passion of mine. I don't teach nutrition anymore, but it's still one of those things that I would want to scream from the rooftops and say, like, guys, eating from the earth. When you eat earth, you eat like food from the earth, you eat earth frequencies. You're literally eating upgrade codes that we call vitamins. It goes so deep. Eating from the earth is literally eating intelligence from spirit. It's what we're meant to eat. It's how our body functions properly. And it's not about not eating bad things, quote unquote. It's about eating more color, eating more from the earth. I feel passionate about that. So that actually does come up with my clients. Even though I don't do nutrition consulting anymore, I'm not giving them smoothies, food almost always comes up. Self-love, nutrition, fueling our body, it almost always comes up. So your gifts and your passions and your talents may not always be the center point of the business, like every part of it. I also mentioned on day one, I'm really good with online stuff. I'm really good with computers. It helps me, but it's not what I teach people. It just helps me have the online business, if that makes sense. Okay, so hello, my love again. If humans meditated regularly and honestly, the planet would be a calmer place, 100%. Thank you so much. I love your energy, friend. Oh, my comments went away. Oh, hang on. Don't end the live. Oh, geez. I can't see comments. Could someone drop an emoji or a comment? I don't know why I can't see, but it's okay. Thank you so much for that. I know that they'll come back. I trust in that. So we're going to step into this with the internet. As I'm mentioning, we are in a time where you literally can express yourself. You can create t-shirts. You can go on Instagram or TikTok or videos or blogs or, mentorship. You can host circles. You can host group meditations all over the world. You can host live yoga classes. You can make images, you can make inspiring quotes, so many things. Okay, now it's really bugging me that I can't see your comments. I'm trusting somebody probably did comment. I can see hearts. I can see hearts. Where are we now? Oh, there we go. Howdy. Hello. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Hi, hello, Mary. Thank you. Okay. So we literally are in a time. Did the filter just go on? Is there like splotchies? It's okay. The soul must go on. The soul must go on. The show must go on. So we are in a time with the internet where we can literally express ourselves in any way that we want, in a way that feels good for us, in a way that connects with clients, because everybody nowadays is somewhat online, right? People are either watching YouTube videos or they're reading blogs or articles or surfing social media. We have access. And I'm going to tell you what, for you soulpreneurs, for you with soul, with substance, with depth, we are craving that right now. People are craving that right now. Do you notice that? Even just right now, in these weeks, in these months, when you're online on Instagram and something is refreshingly real, you go like, whoa. Like in marketing, they talk about stopping the scroll. In your business, you want to stand out. You want to make them stop the scroll and read your stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it used to be stop the scroll was about being catchy and being flashy and like catching their attention. And now when something is real, it catches my attention. I want to tune in because I'm like, damn, yeah, exactly. It's very noticeable. When someone is showing themselves not just in sunshine and rainbows, but in a moment of vulnerability or, releasing energy from their body and they're shaking on the ground, or someone's expressing something real about being a mom or about being, a human or an empath or whatever. And you go, damn, that's real. That's actually what we're craving now. So for all of you that feel too random and weird and real to be online, or you feel like you're not polished enough, we need you. I stumbled across a woman the other day. I'll come back and try to shout her out in the comments after, because I love to give people credit. And it's this older lady who makes t-shirts that all say like, the world is a better place with you in it, and smile, all in kind of like hippie 60s writing. And she's an older lady and she comes on and she's got like this grandma voice. And she's like, today, I just want to let you know that you're worthy. And she's got this account with like 200, 300,000 followers, selling t-shirts, selling hoodies. She's doing it with like her grandson. And I just saw that going, damn, she probably doesn't even know how to use the filters. Like everything is so real and authentic, and it's not what you're used to seeing. And now that's what we really want. I like to use the analogy of Tupperware. We went through this phase of everything was plastic, everything was Tupperware, everything was lightweight, right? And then we realized how toxic that shit was, and, started coming back where people are now using stainless steel and mason jars and glass and all of that again, because we're craving real. We're realizing that the quick and the polished and the fake is fake. It's not real. So I want you to come in your realness. I want you to come imperfect to the table, spreading your message, because that's what really relates to people. People buy and are impacted through emotion. So if you come on real going like, today, I even did this. Today was a effed up day for me. And I posted at the end of the day just some photos saying like, today was messy. And you know what I did? I let myself feel it. I let myself be messy. I laughed. I cried. I laid on the earth. I shook around. I had a shower. I went for a walk. I, just let myself be messy without trying to be woke, without trying to be positive. And I posted this and I got so many responses of people saying, thank you. Thanks for showing your human side. I'm like, you're welcome, because this is real. I'm a messy human, but I'm also here to spread a message. So yeah, this seems to be something that you guys are resonating with. People seem to be drawn to true health and honest emotion. Exactly, because it's real. Behind the screens, we are all real people. We all have wrinkles. We all have, blemishes. We all are actually real. And that's the thing with online, is it looks a lot more glamorous. So we all think that we have to be, perfect or polished or 20 or sexy or whatever the pressures are for whoever you are. But people are craving real. So I kind of on a tangent here. But as we go into this today, I want you to think about that message, your passions, your skills, the ways that you've been called in your soul's desires from the last day, the ways you've been called to share. So if you didn't listen to the last couple days, think about that message you want to scream from the rooftop, the thing that you think would really help the world if we all knew about. And then take the ways that your soul, your intuition has shown you. Like, have you craved or had a dream to write a book? Have you known that one day you want to host retreats? I don't want to forget about my coffee. Do you really inside want to write, want to create a blog, want to have an Instagram account that shares inspirational things? Do you want to create meditations? Do you want to create circles, retreats? Do you want to be a shaman, be a healer? What have you seen in your mind, if you're not already doing these things, that you've future casted? Your higher self has shown you, hey, this is where you're headed. So we want to think about that mission. We want to think about any dreams, desires, goals that you've had. I'm just going to take a sip here. And we're going to go forward into today. See my lava lamp in the back? It's super cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. I really thank you for tuning in and for being somebody who helps others. Okay, so we're going to start with just some ideas. I'm just going to spitball again. In the guide, there's more ideas and today I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we have a lot of other things to go through, but some random ideas that may resonate with you. If you go through the workbook and look through and go oh yeah, just showing you that back in the day, we used to have to pick, right? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a fireman? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a lawyer? It was kind of, hello, Mary. Oh, first time. Thank you so much. The lava lamp. You love it. Cool. So it used to be that you picked from one of those things, or you did what your dad said you should do, or what was reliable, right? Get a secure job. But we're in a different time. And I think that we need to be secure. It's not about that, but it's about we are allowed to now create the experience, the job, the platforms that we desire, because you yourself are probably consuming content online, potentially buying things online, subscriptions or mentorship where you connect with clients or your mentor or whoever on Zoom. You're a part of that world too. So it can be really juicy and really beneficial when you have a therapist call on Zoom. It's just as effective, right? So there are so many ways that we can still deeply connect to people and be online. So I'm just going to offer some ways. We can do spiritual coaching, intuitive healing, or readings. We can offer online courses or workshops from anything, how to meditate for beginners to how to speak to your spirit guides to, we can do an online course about how to create online courses. It's really endless what we can do in that way. We can do spiritual retreats. I recently did a 2-day virtual retreat called The Shift, and that was so fun, so different, so mind-blowing. You can do that. You could host meditation classes, new moon classes like today, full moon classes, whatever you want. You can do yoga classes. You could be a holistic health practitioner and talk to people about holistic health, sound healing, tarot cards, oracle cards, mindfulness coaching in some way. You could share your gift of herbal medicine or nutrition through sessions, through books, through guides. Of course, there are books and podcasts and things. You could talk about soul-aligned branding and marketing. You could help others to create businesses based on, I know a lot of peers and friends in the industry that they were doing marketing in corporate and just really, they love the marketing, but they didn't want to stay in that environment. So they go off to help people like me to do marketing. So you can, even help people in something with a skill you already have, but do it in a way that is more aligned with you. So you could help people conscious business consulting, which is basically what I said, creative expression, intuitive nutrition, Akashic records. There's so many things. I know I'm going a lot to the woo-woo, a lot to the old soul stuff, but you can literally do anything. There are courses that teach people how to walk dogs. There's courses that teach people how to get your cat to pee on the toilet. So literally you can do anything online. We just would rather, for me and you, we probably want to do something soul aligned. But as I mentioned the other day, like I created a coloring and activity book that I sell on Amazon. So like that itself isn't like the one legacy, but was it so fun? Is it helpful to people? Yeah, you could create coloring books, you could create oracle cards. So here's some more ideas of the actual types of services. So I was saying like different things you could do, genres. Now it's things like podcasting, blogging, YouTube channel, online courses, as I said, webinars. You could co-host events with people, free events, paid events, whatever. There's memberships, there's writing books, there's virtual workshops, as I mentioned, ebooks, guides. You could create meditations. You could do subscriptions of some kind. You could host monthly, Zooms. You could do merch like t-shirts, candles, affiliate marketing. There's so many things, virtual summits. You could do virtual, interviews with people on some sort of platform like YouTube or something. It is truly endless. So there are so many options, and you can take your gifts and talents and sort of plug it in and see what calls you. So the first exercise of today is I want to think about those conclusions that you drew from day 1 and 2. And if you didn't tune in, we're just doing the recap. So number 1, the most important thing you think the world needs, or one thing. We're just going to go through some examples. We're going to get our feet wet. So if it's not the thing, it's okay. But let's just start with those ideas that already came up. So what is one of the most important things that the world needs? For me, I would say the art of deliberate creation was always one that drove my business from the beginning. You can create your own relationship with your body. You can create your own reality. You can manifest all these different ways. So let's just take that as an example. And I'm going to go through, different examples. And then I want to talk about what life has taught you and the main lessons that you've gone through. It may be very similar. So one of the main lessons is through, loving ourselves and deliberately creating an environment of health and healing and stability inside so that we can go out and create that outer reality. So then the next part of this is, how you intuitively see yourself helping people or how you would like to help people. So maybe it's a blog, maybe it's podcast, maybe it's one-on-one sessions or group in-person sessions, these things that I'm mentioning. And we bring that together with your main skills and talents. So maybe you have a skill of being an intuitive or a talent for being able to read people or, be able to see what their core wound is, that type of thing. And what we do is we start to bring it together. So now this is where you plug in your answers. So for example, the world needs more self-love and compassion. I believe that women need to know that they are worthy of being and feeling loved. So this is the example. So that might be what you feel passionate about. I've learned that if you don't love yourself, you'll continue to create the same situations over. And by honoring your needs, you start to create a life that you really want. So maybe that was one of the biggest lessons you'd ever learned in your life. And then the third part of that was I see myself helping people through online workshops, women's groups, maybe a podcast. Maybe that's what it is. Or if you already are in the business, I help people through Zoom calls, through mentorship, through a podcast. I hope to create a podcast. And then the fourth is about the skills. So I'm funny, compassionate, I'm a leader, I'm intuitive, I'm determined, and I never give up. So another example could be the world needs more spiritual guidance. People need to know that they have a spirit team that's here to help them. The second part would be, what did you learn? So I've learned that spirit can always meet you where you're at. And when you ask for guidance, you can see possibilities that you didn't know existed. The next part is I see myself helping people through workshops, through readings, through retreats. That would be really fun, or creating my own card deck. And the last part is I'm an intuitive, I'm empathetic, and I have a gift for telling people what they need to hear, said in love and compassion. So this is where we really start to go, who are you in respect to how you're here to help others? Your purpose, the purpose of how you're here to help others. So the world needs more spiritual guidance. You've learned in your life that spirit's always there, that when you leaned on spirit, it changed everything. You see yourself helping people through live workshops or one-on-ones, and you're intuitive. You're an empath. You have a gift of telling people what they need to hear. So right there, you see, like, you are meant to be a spiritual guide. It's like you start to see truly what you're here for by combining the passions you have, the things you've learned, the things you feel that the world needs. And I want to tell you guys, the more you align your business with your soul, you almost never run out of content. Like, I never run out of things to say. Sometimes I can feel like I need to pull back and take some rest, and then I come back inspired, but I never truly run out because it's coming from my soul. So when someone's talking about what they're lit up about, it's like they say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. When you love what you do, when you're passionate about what you do, you can keep going, and it pivots and it changes, but you won't run out of things to say. I have almost 400 episodes on the Awakening Her podcast. And even on the path, it's only been going since December. Every week I'm giving a weekly assignment, a tool, a tangible practice. We're doing deep dive episodes, and I never run out of things to say because I'm talking about what I am truly meant to talk about, what I'm here for, what my soul is truly interested in. So I'm never bored. I can be sitting and deciding where I'm going to go next, but I never feel inauthentic because I'm speaking from my soul. And that's the fulfillment you get by truly allowing yourself to be a lighthouse. So taking, you can look in the workbook for the breakdown of this process, but just starting to look, right? Bringing it all together. So the world needs what? The biggest things you've learned in this life are what? You see yourself helping people how? And what are your main gifts and skills and talents? And now we start to create what will evolve into your mission statement. So I'm just going to do some examples. Don't feel bad if you aren't keeping up necessarily as far as like plugging in all your answers. You can go over the workbook. This is just to show you how you really nail in to what your purpose is and how to bring unique mojo into your business. That's the magnetism that you're looking for to attract clients, to get clarity, to show up inspired. Okay. The most important thing the world needs is how to use love as a universal tool. Oh my goodness. I was just talking about this with the throat chakra. We're doing a chakra awakening, and I was talking about how the love frequency is really everything. Like it's receiving, it's love, it's empathy, it's compassion, it's the healing frequency. I help by being interviewed and doing intuitive therapy readings. Beautiful. So you want to be like a podcast guest or being interviewed on people's channels and stuff. So you could, obviously, and maybe this is exactly what you already do, but you can have on your website or whatever, I'm available for events, to be hired as a speaker, to be hired as a guest. Maybe you want to come on the Awakening Her podcast, and doing intuitive therapy. I love that. It's obviously your gifts. I do more than that, but suck at typing. I hear you. Doing what you love is always wonderful. Yes. And that's when you love what you do, right? And you get to be free. So let's move on to the mission as we keep going. So now this is where we're filling in the blanks more. And we're going to practice with a couple different mission statements. In the workbook, I recommend trying out like 5 different ones, but you can just do what you feel is right. So get playful and experiment with who you are, what you help people do, who you serve, and how you serve them. So who you are, what you help people do, who you serve, which we're going to get to after this. The next part is the ideal client, which is so magical. I can't wait to take you there. And how you serve them. So bring it together. So if you've been in business for a bit, you've heard this before, but I help blank to blank so that they can blank. So let's just start there. I help seekers to understand the nature of reality so that they can manifest their dreams. I help soulpreneurs that are in a pivot or in the beginning of their business to nail their messaging, get really aligned with their soul's purpose, become magnetic so that they can make the impact, make the income, create the freedom that they need. So we start to look at I help blank to blank so that they can blank. And this is so important because sometimes we just go, I talk about self-love, which is fine, but self-love itself isn't magnetic enough, not as a concept, because as a concept it is, but out in the world. So what we want to get is a little bit more specific. So I help women, or I help seekers, or I help spiritual seekers, I help old souls, I help men, I help teens, whatever it is, to develop their intuition so that they can tune in to the fulfillment that they're looking for. Or I help women in their 40s to get into the best emotional, mental, and physical, shape of their life so that they can live this next chapter in vitality and freedom. So this is where we start to get more specific. I help single dads to reclaim their inner masculine while being a dad so that they can powerfully parent and attract love? This is where we start to get a little bit more specific. And this is where I encourage you to get as specific as you can for what feels right. So even if you're saying, I help spiritual seekers and it's not men or women or whatever, that's totally fine. But I help spiritual seekers to learn how to meditate and calm their busy mind so that they can experience more fulfillment or more stability or more peace in their life. This is where we start to. I love this and your mission. Thank you, my love. Hello, welcome. So this is where we start to get more specific. And then we can add on, again, this is all in the workbook, but then we can add on, I do this with blank. So I do this with intuitive readings. I do this with my channel. I do this with courses and programs. I do this with my podcast. I do this with one-on-one sessions. And I incorporate blank into my business to help them blank. So this is just where we can add in what we do. So for example, I help women to love themselves deeply so that they can leave toxic relationships and start new. I do this through one-on-one mentorship. I incorporate intuition and teaching to help women to take steps to change their situation. So this is these sentences are a little bit longer on, say, the website or Instagram. You just be like, I help blank to blank so that they can blank. Start there and you can build out from there. But more examples, I help couples to communicate. So maybe something you feel passionate about is communication. Maybe you've learned that through being able to powerfully communicate, especially in a relationship, that it changes the game. That maybe your relationship was fine, but it was rocky. And when you learned communication, which was maybe one of the biggest things for you to learn, it changed the game. So now you get to not just help people communicate, but help couples to communicate. That might be something that fulfills you even more because that's what you went through. So I help couples to communicate more effectively so that they can save their marriage or thrive in their marriage, reignite the love that they had. And I do this through group coaching programs, books, and couples sessions. I incorporate art and creative expression into my business to help them transform their communication. So these are just examples, right? And yours are going to be different. One more example, maybe you have tech wisdom knowledge. You've built websites for corporate. I had a client who was doing websites for big corporate companies and again, just didn't like the corporate environment, but didn't mind the websites. So she went on to help mompreneurs to build their website in an affordable way that's easy. She taught them like how to kind of update it themselves. And it felt so fulfilling to use the skills she already had, but to help mompreneurs really like brought it. I'm getting goosebumps. It's just more fulfilling. It was more fulfilling to her than the corporate job. Hello, your wife is also listening. I love this. So good. You guys are obviously both here to make an impact. Thank you so much for coming. So last example, I help entrepreneurs to create authentic websites. This is where I got this inspiration from, so that they can attract ideal clients and not have to worry about all the tech stuff. I do this through being a virtual assistant, and I incorporate creativity with digital mood boards and collages to help them create their vision authentically, to have their business reflect their essence, right? If you saw that, if I saw that and I was looking as a soulpreneur for somebody to help me with my website, and I saw so that the website expresses their authentic vision and has their business reflect their essence, I'd be like, oh, damn, yes, right? It's not just like I build websites. We bring soul into it. We bring meaning into it. So I hope that this inspires you today for different ways that we can really nail what we're doing and different ideas. So we're going to move on now to the ideal client. So if you have a business already or you're starting, I want you to hear it the way that I'm about to share it, because if you do have a business, you've heard about this around the moon. You've heard you got to nail your ideal client and like, what age are they? Woman, man, are they 36? And where do they hang out? What do they order at Starbucks? And like, okay. I think that stuff is super irrelevant. I think it's really important to get to know your client, but we want to look more at it. I want to look more at it from this angle. And this is what I really help. I had someone this week, one of my clients go like, oh my gosh, I have heard about the ideal client so much, but it's never been said in this way. So let's get the straight goods. So who is best meant for your medicine? Who is the most rewarding person to help? Who could be helped the most from what you have to offer? Who is ready for your magic? Who is the most ready, willing, and rewarding person that you could help. So when I say this, notice all those examples of I do websites. Well, who's more rewarding? Well, helping women to create websites when they're not really into tech. Okay, what about a little bit more? Who's even more rewarding? Moms, maybe even new moms because they've got a baby and they don't want to worry about the website, but they're trying to start a side hustle. Okay, you help new moms to get their website up and going so that they can spend more time with their baby while also living their passion and not have to worry about the tech. Like, isn't that so magnetic compared to I do websites? I will get your website up and going for this much money. We draw people in. Who are the most rewarding people to help? And I want you to think about that for a little bit. And it's okay if it's women or if it's men or if it's people over 40 or if it's divorcees. It's okay. You're not going to exclude other people because we are all meant for somebody. And you've probably heard this before, but when you talk to everybody, you talk to nobody. When I'm just saying, hey guys, do you want to learn to love yourself? One thing you can do is put your hand on your heart and say, I love myself. You're going like, okay, that's good. But if I'm like, soulpreneur, seeker, old soul, I know you're here for big things. I know you have been through so much in your life. I know that at times you even thought you probably wouldn't get out of it, but look at the fact that you did. You kept going. You've been drawn to self-growth. You've been drawn to the work. Look how much you've already overcome in your life. Look at the things you have now that you used to dream of having. I see you. I see how much you've been through, and I see the impact you're here to make in the world. And I know it's scary and it can be overwhelming, but you can do this. In fact, you're literally meant for this. So I'm talking straight to you, right? And this comes through being really in touch with who is the most rewarding person to help. And I also want to say when we're having a business that involves payments, you want to actually be attracting empowered people. So they could be in a very suffering spot. Like they could be, right in the middle of deep gut issues and you're helping them with stuff. They can be in suffering, but you want people that are actively looking for what you have. And I say this to my clients all the time. There are people actively looking for what you have right now. How many people are looking to learn how to meditate? How many people are looking to learn how to deeply love themselves, how to connect with nature, how to heal their inner child, how to clear emotion? How many people are looking for spiritual intuitive readings? How many people are looking to build their dream house and need an architect that is going to really get the vision or build their website? There are people right now, and that's who we want to tune into. You're not here to convince the internet to buy from you. You're here to speak to the people who are here for you, that are ready. So I get my clients to answer a few different questions. Who right now is Googling what I have to offer? And it doesn't, again, have to be a man who's 47 or this or that. Spiritual seekers that have been through a lot, that are looking to want to know how to meditate. And they've got a busy mind and their thoughts try to pull them out, but they really have been called to meditation and they just need to start small. And that's where I come in. And I teach them how to clear their busy thoughts, how they can bring meditation into their everyday life, how they can do quick meditations, and I guide them through it. That person is already searching for what you have. That person is already seeking solutions, and that's who we want to help. You don't have to convince people to get your card readings. You want to look for the people that are already looking for card readings, already looking for clarity. So if somebody offers, I have a client right now that does oracle card readings. We want to look for the people who are seeking deeper clarity from spirit, that are at a pivotal point in their life and they're seeking direction and they're wanting to know which way to go from here. They're already looking for it. So that is the person that you are meant to serve. They're ready for your medicine. It's like you're reciting a checklist of things to seek out from every sitter. That's funny. Yes. So we really want to look at those people who are ready. I did the example of the websites for, new moms. That new mom is actively going like, oh my goodness, if only I could have somebody build a website for me that felt really aligned. Cause I don't even have the time. So then you're starting to be like, do you not even have the time to build a website, but you're looking for someone that can really get your vision out there in a beautiful website? Like, this is my offering. And that person is already going to be like, well, yeah, right? But it comes through you being the lighthouse and starting to know who you're best here to serve. So you could probably help anyone with meditation, with healing, with connecting to nature, with mindfulness. You literally could help men, women, children, elderly, and probably dogs. You could help anybody. But there are certain people that you click with, and that's just like in real life, right? You could technically meet anyone on the street while you're walking the dog or whatever, but there's people you click with. At a meditation group, at a yoga class, there's people you click with and people you don't. And that's the same with clients. Any client would benefit from your message about self-love, but who is ready for you? Who is meant for you? It's those people that are hungry for it, those empowered people. And if you're not talking to empowered people, or people that want to be empowered, want to make powerful decisions for themselves, even if it's an $11, meditation, it doesn't have to be because it's thousands of dollars. It's just people that want solutions. They're the people who are excited to pay you, who really show up open. They're not showing up in like resistance, being like, well, what are you gonna, that's not the jam. That's not the vibe. They're not gonna best be served by you. So when you speak to powerful people and people that want solutions in their lives, that's when you stop hearing, I can't afford it, or like, I would, but I can't. And you start getting people that look at it and they decide, does this feel right? Does this feel powerful or not? I want powerful decision makers. And if it's not for you, that's fine. There can be a powerful no or a powerful yes. But those people, when you're speaking to them going like, I know exactly where you're at and I can help you, that's when they're like, yes, sign me up. Because people are buying $20,000 mentorship or $5,000 retreats or $100 sessions or $900 sessions or digital courses like all the time. In fact, people love to buy when they have emotion behind it. People love to buy shit. People love to order from Amazon. People love to buy. They just don't like to be sold to, and they want to be clear on what they're getting. So I didn't intend to talk about that all today. I'm getting deeper into business stuff now. But they do, when you connect with that inner client, basically, with that client, it becomes a no-brainer. They're excited. And they're like, yes, I just signed up with a mentor. I just signed up for a reading. I just signed up to get my website done. And it's not you taking money from them or taking something from them. They're actually getting your medicine. They get to learn how to meditate. They get to learn how to do something or have a website up. And so when you click with that ideal person, it becomes so much easier. Your medicine feels more potent. They're eager. They're excited. They're like, yeah, payment sent. I have people like, whether it's $11 or $1,500, be like, payment sent, thanks so much, because they're powerful decision makers. They know they want what it is. And other people know they don't want what it is, or it's not for them, something I'm offering. And both is totally fine. Catching what you can between surgery cases. Love it. Life of a nurse, right, Franny? Okay, so with ideal clients, who is the most rewarding person to serve? And I want you to start to think about, what could I create that helps that person? What are they Googling right now? How can I share my gift right now? So you're thinking about people need to learn how to meditate. And it would be really cool if it was people that were like maybe like 40s or 50s that have never meditated, but they're drawn to it. Okay, that's where I'd love to start. So you could create a post on Instagram. You could go live. You could create an ebook, all these things I mentioned, a podcast episode, a podcast interview about 5 ways to get started in meditation when you have a busy mind. And literally, that's probably what they're Googling. How to meditate with a busy mind, right? So you really want to think about, what are they actively seeking and how can I meet them there? What is the first step to manifestation? How to identify your inner child or how to heal your inner child? We can start to create content that helps them. Your Instagram posts actually give them something because we're giving them little snippets of value. So how can I help them now? What are they right now struggling with? What do they need to hear? What do I wish that I heard 5 years ago or 10 years ago or whenever it was that you were in their shoes? Do I know anyone that needs this, right? So we start to really connect to that person, not just what should I put out? What should I post on Instagram? It's like, no, what does this person need? And sometimes I give these people, my ideal clients, a name. Like it'll be Sarah, and that'll be the person that is the ideal client for this program. Or I'll create like a different program and I'm like, okay, that person is like Jennifer or something. It's not all, I don't always do that, but I'll think about them. I'm like, okay, Jennifer, what do you need to hear? What do you need to hear? I know you're feeling overwhelmed. I know you're feeling like you're not sure you can do this. Okay, you need a meditation to recalibrate. You need a checklist to get started. So this is where we start to help them. And then we start to create aligned offers, which I can't go deep into this because this is already very long, but it is in the workbook. I even have the chart. But we start to create offers that take them, and offers can even be posts. It can be, again, checklists, interviews, courses, whatever we want. And we take them from point A to point B. So knowing where they are now and what they want. I help people do what? With a busy mind, point A to meditating, to being able to meditate daily. Point B or Z or whatever you want to say. So then you want to think of all of those little milestones along the way. So if somebody's starting with a busy mind and they quote unquote can't meditate and you want to turn them into a meditating guru, what are some of the first steps? Maybe they actually have to learn a little bit about the ego or the inner chatter. Maybe they have to learn a couple breathing techniques. So as they go into meditation, they can slow everything down. Maybe they need to understand about the parasympathetic nervous system. So these are things that you could think of to go like, okay, I could create like a guide or a video about, a couple of ways to get started with meditating when you have a busy mind. And then while you're in that video, you could say, hey, if you want to do this, I created a mini training where it's a deeper dive video. Maybe it costs $11, maybe it costs $50, $100, whatever you want. And I created this other video and it actually takes you through a few of the key breathing techniques that will really start to get that mind calm. It'll really teach you how to let those thoughts just flow through. And then people go, oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I want that. And that's how we start to bring people into our world. We actually look at what they need, what would actually benefit them, not just what would sell, but what they actually need. And then we take them along in the journey. So in the workbook, there's a chart that has a starting point, and then they're kind of getting their feet wet, right? Which might be a tutorial of a couple different breathing techniques, their next course. And this is if you want to do it this way. We always mix and match because your business, it depends on where we're taking them. Are we trying to eventually get them into retreats, or is it one-on-one mentorship? That will kind of, but we take them along in the journey. Maybe the next offer up in the ladder is a 7-day or a 14-day guided meditation series. And when they sign up, it's $59 or $99 or whatever. And it's 14 days of meditations for abundance. And then they've kind of already been introduced to you. Then it's like, oh yeah, I want to grab that course, right? So we start to create aligned offers based on our gifts and passions and mission and our actual clients and what they need right now, what they are Googling right now. So we start to create, and I have a whole example of a funnel. We start to create this funnel that leads them up. Yeah, so if you always encourage new meditators to follow 5-minute guided meditations, which is probably what you do, right? Then I would offer a 5-minute guided meditation, which is exactly the one you recommend. I've created it myself. I'm talking as you. And that could even be for $5 or $10 or $20, or you could create a meditation pack that has 10 different 5-minute meditations that you recommend people do, all 10 over the next 2 weeks or something like that. And that's when you're teaching them, this is how we start. And then you're offering them something that will actually get them started. And I like to say with everything you offer, you want to be giving them actual value and quick wins, like actual wins, actual progress. Okay. So the last part we're going to get into, because this is already, as I say, long, but I'm so glad you guys are here and enjoying this. Please keep doing what you are doing in the world. You are a lighthouse. You are needed. So the last thing we're going to talk about right now, it's going to be quick, but it's starting now. And I really want you, spirit wants to be vibey. Okay. All we have is right now, my love. You came here to make impact in people's lives. You've already been doing that. You've already been doing that potentially in a business already, or you've had that soul calling. You've already been helping your friends and family. It is time to step up. It can feel overwhelming with tech and how to and all that, but it's a step-by-step journey. It's a layer-by-layer journey, the same way as learning a language or learning how to do something new. At first, it's just new. How do I expand into my next level? How do I break into doing retreats? I don't know. We figure it out. Everything is figure outable step by step. It's not as overwhelming as it seems. And we just need to keep going and keep making it extremely aligned. So what I'm going to challenge you to do today is to get out and share that freaking message. Make a post on Instagram or on your blog or something. The world needs more of this. Get out there today. Start sharing. Even if you don't have a business up and going, it's your personal page. Get out and share your mission, your message. Share it more with your friends and family, more with your kids in a loving way. It's not about preaching. It's about enlightening and helping others that are available for the message. So start sharing your gifts. Start sharing from your heart. You could go live for you that you love doing the meditations, Thankful Carnivore Medium. You like to do the meditations. You could go on live or create a mini video where you just sit and breathe for 5 minutes. I'm talking about refreshing. That stuff is so refreshing when I see little videos of people going, breathe with me. And I'm like, oh, yes, because every other video is like, scroll, bright light, flashy, click on me, right? So you could create a 5-minute breathing meditation today and post it online. Whatever you do, just start getting it out more. Scream it from the digital rooftops. And things you can do today is you can think about that ideal client, create a checklist for them, create a guide, or get started, get brainstorming on what these people really need and how you can start doing it now. What do they say? The best time to start something was yesterday and the second best time is now, something like that. Yes, scream it from the rooftops. And it's fun too to go, I know that you guys think this, but actually what's going on is this. And I know you think in your business it's all strategy, but actually it's 80% energetics and alignment. I know you actually think that food is food and calories are calories, but actually it's not. You can start breaking down what people think. You think you can't meditate with a busy mind? I love that one, right? Like I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible. I can't meditate. You could put that on a reel or something, think you can't meditate because you have a busy mind. Here's 5 ways you can. Here's 5 places that I start with my clients on how they can start meditating with a busy mind. Just get out and spread your message. Action creates confidence and it also creates momentum. It gives the universe somewhere to meet you. So without worrying about doing it all right, when you share from your heart, when you share more of who you are and that message burning within you and who you feel that you are really here to serve, you do become magnetic. And that's when the right people, the right information, if you go, I don't know how to do retreats, that's when you'll attract maybe a course or a book or a teacher that helps you to put together a retreat. We don't have to know everything from here. I did not know anything 10 years ago about the business side of business, the marketing side of business, the soul alignment part of it. Like I had no idea. And I started and I avoided my wounds. I avoided my abandonment wounds. I avoided doing the work, wondering why my business wasn't working. I flirted with this. I invested $10,000 in a coach and it didn't work and it felt slimy. And I pulled out and I tried a thing and I shut it down. And I just keep going. Because the message is so important. The world needs that message that is burning through you. The world needs your gifts right now. So stop making it that the fear holds you back or that what if I'm not enough? And I say that lightly because I know that is the journey. So I don't just mean stop, cocky, but the people need your message more than they care if you have a blemish on your face or if you're going to say everything perfectly. I was awkward AF when I started. And so there's lots of times where I would go live and then stop it and be like, oh my gosh, and then go live again. And it took time. So just getting out there and spreading your message, whether you have a business now or whatever it is that you're doing, starting a business, get out there and just really sharing from your heart what you feel the world actually needs more of, and it becomes less scary. Because now it's your heart taking over. Now it's your soul taking over, going, guys, we are living a multidimensional reality. You are never alone. You are never alone. The world is a better place with you in it. And the universe works in mysterious ways to bring the people that need your message together, to bring the mentors you may need or the book you may need or the people that need you, bringing it all together because you're the one that is choosing to be in alignment with this message and not give up. I love that this is inspiring you and motivating you to be more active in promoting what you want to promote or what you're here to promote. how I make it doable and makes sense. I love that. We don't need to make it so complicated. We just need to continue to show up in that message. The strategy will come. I love to help people with the strategy. If you're, feeling this right now and you want to join the Soulpreneur Mastermind over 2 weeks, we're going to get into energetics and strategy to really bring it together, because it's a simple strategy that's needed to bring in that masculine energy of like the steps, keeping you kind of on track, keeping you building your community and kind of knowing what to do. That is important. We can't overlook that, but we also need to be deeply aligned with our mission, so that we have that burning within us. Like right now, this is not scripted. I'm not sitting here cold saying what I have to say. You can tell that I'm literally speaking through like my soul from a deeper place of passion, because this is how we're going to save the planet. No pressure. This is how we're going to save the planet though, guys. You, me, hand in hand, right? With our seeker homies, we are going to help Earth ascend. That's what we're here for. Deep down, we came to transform ourselves so that we could help transform the world. You are here for deep transformation. And yes, giving up is never an option. That's the one thing I've held with my business is like, I even had to get a day job at one point or pivot or shift. Fine. But I'm not giving up, because that would mean I'm giving up on the mission. Like, not the mission to be a millionaire. That's not my mission. The mission to help the world, to help people who are right on the precipice of such big things and can feel their next level, and they're thirsty for it and they're thinking about it and they're meant for it. And that's when I come in to be like, okay, let's do this shit. Let's ignite that shit. And I can't stop that. There's too many people that need it. So days when, I'm worried about it getting it perfect, I just can't. The message is more important than my own perfection, because I'm not perfect, not even at all. So the other idea, so the first one is starting now and just getting out today, just posting about it, scream it from the digital rooftop, share, messy, do it, just take action, share that message. Ask people, do you resonate with this? Do you feel the same? Is this the message you need to hear today? Yeah, it comes from source, exactly. So it's not human. It's not, you get it. So the second idea is to create, if you're already in a business and you're looking to really go forward right now, create an aligned lead magnet. So a lead magnet, to anyone who's new, is like a free gift that brings people into your world. So this actually, Purpose Uncovered, is a lead magnet. If I offer free meditation, the only reason it's called a lead magnet is because we are basically leading people into our world. So if someone downloads a free meditation from me right away, they're going to go like, yeah, I love that. Or like, she doesn't really resonate. If you tune in and we connect, you're either going to go like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Or like, meh, and that's fine. There's probably hundreds of people that tune into something and a few of them walk away going like, yes. So a lead magnet is about, first of all, helping people, giving them something like a checklist or a free guide or a meditation or a free short session or a free energy clearing in a group. Maybe you do a full moon energy clearing and it's free. That would be a lead magnet that helps people to just get to know you. They just want to know if you're for them. Right? Anyone you've ever hired, from a spiritual guru, a business coach, a personal trainer, even, when you resonate with them, you just get so much further, and people, they want to invest in the place that feels resonant, right? So the lead magnets are just about getting your magic out into the world. So make something, a helpful reel, a helpful video, something from a place of service, a helpful post, and just get your message more out there. If you want to start creating something like a product, like a PDF, or as I say, a meditation, or a free 7-day challenge that you could host in a Facebook group or through email, or there's just endless options of what you can do online. But you can start thinking about an aligned lead magnet. You start with, this is a free nugget that is so freaking valuable. You start with what your ideal client is Googling right now, how to meditate with a busy mind, and you create a lead magnet called How to Meditate with a Busy Mind. And you will start attracting people that are perfect for your message. It's actually quite simple. We just have to be aligned. So I'm going to highly recommend, I'm going to end on that prayer from A Course in Miracle that we talked about the other day. But before we do, it has been so nice to connect with you. Thank you so much for tuning in live here on Instagram, for listening on the Awakening Her podcast. It means so much that you are a soul here to help others, that you're here to be a lighthouse. I hope to see you in the Soulpreneur Mastermind, where I'm going to dive deep into your business. We're going to talk about all this yummy stuff, purpose and energetics and your mission and getting out there. And I'm going to hold that fire for you so that you really feel inspired and know what to do to move forward. Until midnight tonight, it's $89, which is wild for 2 weeks of deep mentorship in your business. It's going to be so fun. We have some incredible seekers, mission, purpose-filled seekers joining. I cannot wait. The link for that is in my Instagram bio or down below on the podcast in the show notes. And it will be going up after tonight, but it's going to be so much fun. So let's end on the prayer, okay, you guys? If you can, if you're not driving, close your eyes for just a second. It'll just be 2 seconds here or, 12 seconds, whatever. Take a deep breath in and let it all go. And on the next breath in, breathe in the essence of being a light worker, being someone who is here to spread love and light and wisdom. Breathing in the codes of who you came here to be, the fact that you have a deep mission on this planet, the fact that you've always known you're here for big things. Breathe it in. And on the next breath in, we're going to breathe in all of this, who you're here for, who you're here to make an impact in their lives, your light. And when we exhale, we're going to exhale out any resistance. So breathe in now all of this, the impact you're here to make, bringing your soul codes online, knowing that you're here to be a lighthouse. And any human resistance, breathe it out, shake it out. And just one more. I am a lighthouse. Breathe it in. And exhale out any resistance. Source, angels, guides, universe, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? Beautiful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'm so grateful for you as well, my love. I hope to see you online. I'll root you on when I see you posting. Hope to see you in the Soulpreneur Mastermind. Keep doing your work. Keep being a lighthouse. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.